Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this video. Today we're going to be talking about obviously some TA on Bitcoin, right? And showing you what's going on. You know what's going on. It's been pumping lately, and it's finally broken out of the under $7,000 range. And yeah, this is a good news, right? We're going to see some movements higher, and I think we're going to see a lot of action in the price action. All right, but before that, let's say hi to Inti. He's driving the bus with me here on the show. Inti, say hi to everybody.
Hello everybody. I have some words for the people, of course. And it's always good to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not a financial advice.
Exactly, right. We're just having some financial entertainment here and just showing you guys what I'm doing, and I could make some suggestions, but at the end of the day, whatever you decide to do, that's all totally up to you. Okay, so with that said, let's also talk about how we're going to be also talking about the government tyranny that's going on in the world. That's obviously never let the government. You heard the saying, you never let a good crisis go to waste. All governments are going to take advantage of this current pandemic crisis, and they have done so around the world. And so, yeah, we're going to show you how Bitcoin actually is going to end all of that, and talk about how Bitcoin is going to end all that after we do a little bit of TA. But let's go over to the charts and see what we can see. Okay. Now, that's a lot going on. I know. Let's start with the daily. Right? And let's zoom in, right? We got like a DABBL coming in, right? And it's let's see here. Let's go to auto adjust, right? And there we go. We got this is called a DABBL. Basically, a DABBL is a method of trading that I came up with because I was trading actually on the 5-minute, and I started seeing patterns emerging where basically if you saw an M in the an M or a W in the OBV, and in the this is the OBV up here. I don't know why that's up there. That's down there. But anyways, if you saw the M on the OBV or W on an OBV, and the same here, then that indicated that the price action, more often than not, was going to give you move in the right direction. Moving, like for example, for W's, it'd move in it'd go up, and if for M's, it'd go down. And so basically, you'd have to match it up with the different the different time frames. So you can see a W here, right? You can see that here. This is down, up, down, and the W has to be specifically designed. So, for example, this W might not. Yeah, there's a W too. That's a W as well. And this is a RSI, and that's the Willy. The yellow is the Willy. The blue is the RSI. So either one, right? So if you can't get the W in the RSI, the W in the Willy also works as well. And so if you can match that W up with a W here, making sure that the W always has to be, like, for example, this low, right, has to be lower than this low up here. So, for example, we got to have higher lows here, from here to there, right? And the same with W's, right? If this is a W, this is an M, sorry, an M. So this is a W, and that's an M. So on the M's, right, this peak here has to be higher than that peak here, so to know that it's an M, legitimate M to take a trade off of. And so once you saw that, the next candle over would be your entry point for your trade. Most of the times that ends up, you have to you start sweating a lot because it comes back down and then goes up. But yeah, it's generally works out very well, and there's several ways to use this. For one way is like if it's above the on balance value average, right? These kind of trades you might want to like watch out for, and only take a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Whilst if it crosses the on balance volume average, right? If you see a W and it crosses over it, like the last line crosses over the blue line here, which is the average of the on balance volume, that you could take a 3-to-1 on. But the 2-to-1, the interesting thing about the 2-to-1 DABBLs is that, is that you can double dip, meaning that you can go and turn this thing around on itself and go the opposite direction. It's kind of crazy. So a double dip DABBLs looks like this. You just go, okay, well, I'm just going to do the opposite. Oops, hang on, I'm going to delete that. Do it in the opposite direction, right? And it's crazy how that double dip DABBL works so well, right? So you just go, you take profits right at the entry point, and you do the same 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Oops, hang on, I can't seem to get this thing. I hate that one. These things are so big, and there we go. Make that smaller. Zoom that out, and then we're gonna move that to 2-to-1. So that would be your stop loss. Oops, right here. Sorry, went higher. So it's got to be 2-to-1, and that would be your stop loss, right, at the 2-to-1. Oops, too high. So it's around there. That's good enough. But anyways, yeah. So there you go. You could actually take a double dip on the DABBL. It's crazy how that works, right? Let's see if that plays out here with this DABBL here over time, and we'll see. We're gonna watch and see. As for on the shorter time frame, right? I was telling people that wait for the 38.2, and last night I actually saw a trade come in on a new kind of set of patterns that I've been looking at, and I decided to take it at the 23.6, and it wasn't just the what's it called, the fib level, but if we go down to the 5 minutes, let's go down to 5 minutes. I'll show you what that trade looked like. Right, what I was seeing, let's see here, that's the 5 minute, and here we go. What I was seeing last night was like, okay, there's going to be a short here, but I can't catch it, right? Because they're just going to push, right? So, but I could probably catch the long. So where would they take this thing? Well, I figured that they were going to wipe out all the shorts, right? All the longs here, people who are long down here and took a what's it called, the stop loss at these points here. Any of the wicks, you could assume that there's going to be stop losses set there at these wicks. So I figured they're going to take out these wicks, and I decided to go just below these wicks here, and boom, I managed to pull off a trade on that. And you can see it's right here on Femex. I don't have like an affiliate link for Femex just yet. I will be talking to them about that, and then we'll put affiliate link in the description below. But I do have affiliate link for Bybit, and so if you're interested, there's a $90 bonus reward for that, for depositing money in Bybit. Remember that it should be for professional traders only, and if you do not know how to trade, I would suggest you take classes on trading. And the rationalinvestor.com is a good one. And if you if you want $50 off the classes, right, you could start to learn. You could learn how to trade in just in the first year's classes. And if you want $50 off, just go to therationalinvestor.davincej15.com, and that will take you to my link, and you'll see that below. Alrighty, yeah, and you can see that I'm pretty good with this. Now, I am concerned that I should probably take profits with this, because I'm seeing this as the market stops at the same peak here and doesn't want to break over, this is actually a forking pattern, and it's or a double top, and it's very, very dangerous. So I could see that this thing could probably could roll over and take me out. So I'm concerned whether or not if I should take profits here. But I think I'm going to stick with the trade. I think it's a good trade. I think, you know what? It could come back and continue higher, right? That's the problem, right? With these kind of really short-term trades, especially here at this location here. And if we take a look at 38.2, I mean, oh my God, 38.2 is not that far away. And let's see, can we move it up here? No, we can't. So you can see that it can easily drop to the 38.2, test it before we go higher. So yeah, that's where my trade might get stopped out, and I'll just start over.
You already moved your stop, Davinci?
What?
You moved your stop?
Move my stop?
Yes.
This is a different trade.
Huh?
What do you mean? I didn't move my stop. This is just
yeah,
a different trade.
Because you were talking that your trade could roll over and stop you out. You could move your stop to break even, and even if it stopped you out, you didn't lose any money. Yeah,
I guess I could move the stop to break even, but it's the amount that I'm going to lose is like 5% of that portfolio, so it's not is within the tolerance of the trade. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to just accept the loss at the 5% loss should the market come back at me and smack me in the face.
Excellent.
I'll just reset the trade at the 38.2 and move on, and that's it. Right?
I guess you can do that if you have iron guts.
Right. So I'm willing to accept it. All right. So with that said, let's talk about why Bitcoin is going to save us from the tyranny of government. One of the problems is the tyranny of government is that they have the ability to print money and take the money and use it against you. So effectively, like for example, you heard about Hungary taking over, the government taking over, right? And everybody's heard about this, right? They basically said, hey, you know what, we're going to control everything and control the whole economy, and everybody has to do what we say, and there is no recourse. Ciao. Now, if you like that kind of thing, that's fine. That's fine. But that never ends well, right? So anyways, the reason why they can do that is because, they have unlimited money that they can print, and they're able to pay off all the people below them to do whatever they want to do to you. So, and then it's only when you push back do they go, okay, wait, yeah, maybe we went too far, right? And most people don't want to, okay.
Oh.
I don't think that's fake news, honestly. There's a lot of information all over the web, unless all the all CNN and everybody is lying, which is possible. I agree. It is possible that these guys are lying. I don't think so. I really think that, we'll find out, right? Over time, right? We'll see how the Hungary government behaves in the next little while. Because you know what? If you really say it's fake news and you want to ignore it, that the government has taken over, fine. Do that. But remember what happened in Germany, right? So just remember that. If you want to ignore that kind of behavior, that's fine. That's up to you. But you know what? When they start killing people off, right? Remember, that was your fault, okay? If you're living in Hungary, right? Because you made the choice. You made the choice to let that happen, right? You made that choice by saying, hey, you know what? This is not happening, right? And I mean, Germans did the same thing, right? They didn't believe any of that what was happening. Back in World War II, they didn't believe the Jews were being killed off and so forth. So, so that's how it is, right? I mean, now, getting back to my topic is that, hey, what if they have easy access to money, this allows them to, pay off whoever they need to get the power. And with Bitcoin, they won't be able to get access to easy money. They have to take it from the public with their acceptance. And if they take too much, right, people will go, no. A lot of people fight a lot easier. You will fight the government a lot easier if they came around to your house and said, "Hey, we need this money so that we can take control of the whole of the everywhere of every single everything, the parliament and everything." That if your president said that, now what would you tell the president if he said, "Hey, give me a piece of your cash so that we could take over everything"? You'll give him the middle finger and tell him to go walk away, right? This is not going to happen, right? And so if Bitcoin's the only thing that's money or some sort of cryptocurrency where you have to actually have the acceptance of the people actually paying you in order for your services of government, well then it makes it a lot difficult for them to do the crazy things that they normally do, because you're not going to accept it. You're going to go, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not going down that route, and I'm not paying for that behavior because it always ends up badly. Or we know that, hey, you can't handle this kind of thing, that kind of power, so I'm not going to give it to you by handing over my money. And that's a critical thing. And they can't print more money to steal your wealth, right, in order to accomplish whatever crazy goals they want with Bitcoins. And that's what I see. And that's why I love Bitcoins. And that's why I see huge future with Bitcoins. And I think back to the days when I found out about how our financial system worked, started buying gold and researching, trying to scream at the top of my lungs about what was going on and how this is going to end badly because all the central banks own gold and nobody has any physical real money asset. They have this fake paper fiat floating asset that will not protect them. And I thought about it and I'm like, oh my God, they are going to bring down the hammer on everybody, and we're going to be in a totalitarian regime like China, but probably even worse. And I was just really fearful of the future of humanity when I first got into understanding how the monetary system worked. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be apocalyptic for humanity, because nobody gets it. Nobody sees how our monetary system is enslaving them and slowly impoverishing them to the point where they will be begging for the government to do everything for them. And then that would be it. We'll enter a new dark ages, right, for a very, very long time. And I was very sad for quite some time, and I was very depressing. I was the worst person you wanted to talk to, especially when I was screaming about this on the top of my lungs on Facebook and wherever I could, and I was horrible. I remember writing some sad ass stories, man, and I was like, wow. I'm glad I got out of that. Bitcoin got me out of that, because once I saw that finally we have this system where we can have our own money and take possession of real money that cannot be inflated and cannot be stolen away from us, that opened up a whole new set of possibilities for the future that I never thought would be possible. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm so glad that we have Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And it doesn't matter whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum. Well, I don't think Ethereum should be the next one, but if it's some other cryptocurrency that cannot be modified, changed, or inflated away easily with a simple easy fork, I think this is where we should be, right? Then that cryptocurrency, and I think Bitcoin's that. so far, right? It could be something else, but so far I'm thinking it's Bitcoin. And so I'm glad to be in this space and looking forward to the future, because now we can take back our powers, and the governments have no clue this is coming. This is a beautiful thing. They barely see what Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can do to their power, which is the mighty currency that they can print and hand out for free. All right, with that said, let's head over to Inti's and ask Inti what kind of questions that you guys have for me today.
Oh, they have a lot for you, sir. Okay, so you have this one from Ethan, and he asked, Davinci, why market is going up so much in this time since the world is in a big problem? Is a fake market?
The market's going up because, think about it, right? When you have a lot of money and you don't have any ways to spend it, you can't buy a yacht, you can't buy a new home right now, you can't buy anything, right? And you have to just wait. But you're going to be sitting at home thinking about, no, let me just find some new ways to invest. And then you do some research, and that's now people are doing research and stumbling across Bitcoin, stumbling across the gold, and realizing, wait a second here. And so that's what's happening, right? You can see that that people came into this market when it dumped, right, because of the mad rush to cash and people and real money, people who've been through the washing machine of the markets. They've purchased high and sold low many times before they actually made their first few 100 million, and now they've learned to look at markets that have dumped and not be interested in markets that have pumped. They're here. They are here. They are looking at Bitcoin going, look at that. They did that with gold too. They went, look at that. That dumped. Why did it dump? Oh, because people, and is this a good asset? Oh, yes, it is a good asset because you know what? They can't print that, and they're printing a bunch of money. So that's what's coming into the market right now. Is people are realizing more, the super wealthy and the institutional players, they're coming in on droves here, and this is what's driving the pump. Now, keep in mind there is dumb money in the space of high net worth investors. So don't be shocked when we see another dump, because honestly, I want to show you guys something really scary. Right, and you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it at all. You're going to actually probably hate me for showing you this, right? But you know, you have to like not close your eyes to what is really going on. Let me see if I can bring up Coinergy, because it'd be best if I could show you in Coinergy. Hang on. Let me switch screens so that I don't forget. Let's see. Do I have to sign in? Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's do this on here. Alrighty, and just do this. I would have preferred not to change my screen here, but hang on. Let's do it anyways. Weekly. Now, moving to a weekly chart. What do you see here on the weekly chart? Do you see a lot of W's or do you see a lot of M's? Anyone? M's or W's? Do you see any W's here? And I'm saying, when I say a W, I mean like a W does like this, right? Where you see it take off this way. And it broke out from this point here, right? Do you see that anywhere? Or do you see this? And it broke out from here. That's the breakout level. It's broken down. Which ways do you see? Which ones do you see here on these chart? This weekly chart. I'm willing to bet you see a lot more M's than you see W's here. So yeah, it's kind of scary. And that means we're not quite ready to take off here. And I'm sorry to say, if let me just hide the what's it called, VPVR, on balance volume. Oops. So that you can actually see this, right? I wish I wanted to show you on CoinG. Next time I'll set up CoinG for the next show. But as you can see, this M, right? This is the most scariest thing right here. This one right here. Let's see if I can make a chart here, a line chart here, and make this thing a little bit. Okay, here we go. So you can see we went up, down, and down, and you can see it, and we crossed over, just like here on this M here. Like this M. We did the exact same thing here. That's bad. That's very bad. so yeah. You might want to I think that there's a possibility that Bitcoin rolls over after this pump and takes out a lot of the lower end institutional players in the space. So please be careful when you're trading. I think we should probably take profits on that super mega trade that I have going up. I was thinking like maybe let's hold that to 100,000, and I'm like a little concerned about that because all I see is M's on the longer time frame, and it's got my stomach turning, right? And I mean, this is Bitcoin, right? Although this is the TA says, hey, this is not good. Bitcoin can sometimes go, yeah, screw TA. I'm doing whatever I want to do, and it's gonna go higher, right? But that's not the norm, basically. So you have to consider that, right? So what's a probability based on all the TA across the world across all markets that Bitcoin will continue going up in the face of all these M's in the higher time frame? Not good at all. Like you only got like a 40% chance, if that Bitcoin continues higher in the face of all the M's. All right. Next question.
Okay, this is a really good one. This is from Lamart Glenn, and ask, what are the chances of a cash ban happening soon? And if so, how can one store their wealth without gambling it?
Cash ban. Well, I don't think. I think in certain countries they're ready for a cash ban, like in Sweden
And Australia?
right, and a few other places. But I don't see it happening in South America and North America because there's too much cash being used as it is. So, and the CIA uses cash a lot to fund their operations and stuff. So, it's unlikely that there's going to be a cash ban anytime soon. It has to be done over a smaller a period of time, allowing for the transition to occur. So you don't have to worry about that. The second thing I want to answer is what can you save to protect your wealth? If you're looking to protect your wealth in the short term, it is gold all the way, right? Sure, you might go, like if you're saying, well, if I buy gold today and I need to pay my rent next month, I'm going to lose out. Yes, that's probably going to be the case, probably, right? But if you're talking about like 6 months out, with all this money printing, I highly doubt that. highly doubt that your gold position is going to be underwater in 6 months from now. It is possible, right? It is possible, but because of the manipulation that's going on in the market on the Crimex. So don't say that's not, but that would be the most safest place to put your money. You want to take a little bit of leverage, right? Silver, right? in against gold, yeah, that's where you put in money. And if you want to take even bigger leverage, right, it's Bitcoin, and that's where you go, right, for the bigger return over the next 6 months. All right, so yeah, let's that I guess that was the answer for that question. Hey, you know what? I wanted to ask Inti what he thought about Argentina defaulting on their debts for the 9th time in a row.
What? Again? Again?
Yeah, they're saying it's not an official default, but they can't pay. So I don't know what that if they stop paying and they can't pay, does that not constitute as a default, official default? I don't get it, how these markets work. Oh, they didn't officially default, they just stopped paying.
Okay. let me explain you something. Despite what you think, the petroleum, farming, meat, those are not the main businesses in Argentina. The only main business in Argentina is politics. Everything is ruled by politics. Everything. The way the cops work, the way here it's called municipalidad. I don't know how it's called. Alcalde. Mayor. How it's called the office?
Yeah. Mayor of like a city.
Yeah. Everything is ruled by politics, and all the money is also dominated by politics. So it's very likely that you see the things coming over and over and over again. They have constructed the same bridge 7 times in a row in the same place. Like inaugurating it is the word. Wow. Yeah, that happened all the time. So this is not a surprise.
Okay, so I guess you heard that they sold 100-year bonds, right? Did you know that? Argentina sold 100-year bonds. You know what that is, right? They get their money back. The person buying that bond gets their money back in 100 years.
You know what? That only happens there. That only happens there. And if you survived 100 years, they're going to find some way to not paying you.
You know that bond's worthless now, right? Because they defaulted, they're not gonna. Right, because there's a coupon on that 100-year bond, so that bond is useless now, right? So you're pretty much screwed. And I always wondered, okay, so wait a second. I remember several years ago reading how they're selling these 100-year bonds in Argentina. I'm like, what fool in their right mind would buy this kind of bond?
Oh, believe me, there is people like that.
To clip a coupon at 2.7% for over 100 years in Argentine pesos.
You know that there's this joke in Argentina that when you get paid, you gotta spend your money the same day, because the day after is worth less. Unless.
I'm like, how do they pull these craziness off, man? I just don't get it.
It's Argentina, man. It's from another planet.
Exactly.
Actually, if you ask an economist, they have a whole other universe only for Argentina economy, because it doesn't work like anything else in the world.
Exactly. All right, well, let's get on to the next question.
Sorry. Okay, these 2 questions are correlated. So this is a super chat for Super Google Lee, and he asked, I got BTC and Ethereum. Should I have a small position on XRP? We don't give financial advice because we could be wrong, and we don't want to be responsible if you lose money. But maybe these questions help you out. And this is from 2 days ago from Gavin, and asked, I know you are not fan of XRP, but do you think XRP will be getting massive gains with all the partnership Ripple company has established?
The short answer, yes, of course. That's why I always say I don't like XRP, because it's perfect for the current financial system. It works exactly the way they need it to work, and it's way better than what they have if they've just replaced their back end system of AHA, or I forget now what it's called, and the interbank transfer systems that they have there. And now my mind has just like left. I used to know the names of all the different transfer systems that they had, but anyways, I can't think of them right now. Just drawing blanks. But anyways, those systems are just archaic, old, and they lose people's money, and so XRP is a perfect replacement for that back end system, and that's why I see it doing extremely well if they can sell it to the banks and they use it. So it works really well there. I just don't think that for the regular public it's going to be a very good. Basically, XRP is building off the backs of the public, right? They're using you as a stepping stool to get into the banking system, and once they do that, of course you're going to get crushed, right? So just keep that in mind. ACH, that's right. And then the other one is there's another one. I just can't. Why can't I remember what it was called? Oh well, it doesn't matter. These things are going away. They're not going to be used anymore. These back end systems, I hate them. And anyway, so that's why XRP. I think it's great for the banking system, and I think you should invest in it. Just make sure that you get out when it's time to get out, because you're going to get hurt. All right, next question.
All right, this is from Alex Crypto regarding bird flu. Looks like the vaccine for the bird flu will be available in 2 years, and some countries decided to keep social distancing for next 2 years too. How do you see this affect Bitcoin price? Is correlated somehow?
Well, yes, because what's going to happen is that the money is going to be if we continue this path, money is going to be printed and handed out nonstop to everyone and anyone, and there's not enough. When you have a lot of supply, right, and no demand for the other side of that supply. So, for example, you can't buy anything except food and a few basic items, right? And you can't. Your items, the list of items that you can purchase, are limited. That means the money that's left over, the money that's being printed, can only chase after a few amount of goods. Means prices have to rise. Right, so let's just say, right, we have a room of that has an apple and an orange, and then two people were in that room with $1 each. Well, on average, those apple and the orange is going to be like about $1, right? But if you throw in $100 million to each of those people, two people, well, obviously the apple and the orange, because there's no more stuff, only more dollars. The apple and orange will cost more, hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So because you got all that money thrown into the economy, but nothing has increased. There's no more stuff to buy, right? Just more money. And so that means that some of that money, a lot of that money, is going to go into Bitcoin, right, and other cryptocurrencies. So hang on to your butts. All right, next question.
All right. This is from Third Eye Focus. Do you think we will get hyperinflation due all the money printing? Will they save the banks with print trillions or let them fail?
Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm going to answer that question by asking a question, right? Okay. So if a bank fails, that means it's going to take out all the businesses that have money in that bank, right? And that's your where you're working at your job. You'll be saved, right? Because they'll probably save the average person by printing money and give it to them to make sure that your bank account is full. Or maybe not. They might just take your money and say, hey, screw the insurance. We lied about the insurance, and screw you. We don't have the money. But either way, right, that means a lot of people, large businesses and people will go broke. Now, can I ask you a question? Do you think that that's acceptable when they have a printing press? No, obviously not. Right. So yeah, we don't see. I don't see them not bailing out the banks. I mean, it's still might not bail out a smaller bank, but they can't let the banks fail. Or else, well, they can. It's just they won't, right? Because they don't want to suffer the pain of letting the banks fail. So that's just where we are. All right, next question, and we'll call it the last question for the evening.
Okay.
Or the morning, actually, for us.
This is a question from Rob. And says, I have a question. If you really think that we are going 100K, why don't you go all in?
Well, I am all in, pretty much. I mean, I can't go all in the sense of I have other assets, right, and stuff like that. But that's I'm pretty deep, and if I could sell the house today, like immediately, right, I would put a large chunk of that, of whatever I got the house for, into Bitcoins right now, easily. I'd like running.
Now, I have a small question to finish off. Is that advisable to do to people?
No, because I could do it because let's just say I'm completely wrong, right? What's the worst can happen to me, right? I have the skills to start over. I have the connections and the ability to rebuild from scratch. Should all that money go to zero, and if you can't do that, you shouldn't be and you can't do that with confidence as well, right? If you're scared that Bitcoin's going to make you lose money, and you're afraid of it, you're gonna go lose your mind over it, you shouldn't do that at all. That's something I would do, not something you should do. You just have to have confidence, and if you have the confidence in yourself, the confidence in the long-term outlook of Bitcoin, and you know that, hey, if the worst comes to worst, I'll just start over and I'll do well either way, then go right ahead if you want to do that. But yeah, for the average person, I don't think that's a good idea. All right, well, thank you guys for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit the like. Remember that if we get to 1,000 likes in the next five videos in a row, the last video only got up to 800. So if you didn't like that video, please head over to that video and like it. If we get up to 1,000 likes for each video, I'm going to be giving away 5 Pandora's Wallet subscriptions, where you'll have access to my personal Telegram group channel, where I show you my portfolios, show you what I'm buying, show you what I'm selling, and stuff like that. And also, we're gonna do weekly trading with Davinci in the Telegram group. And I'm gonna do every Sunday night we're gonna do a quick trade, because I think on Sundays we have the market's very volatile, and things go up and down like crazy, and we can definitely make some money together. Not every trade is going to be positive, but we'll try to definitely keep at least a 60% win to loss ratio on our trades, and that's the key thing when you're trading. You don't care about winning every time. You care about just making sure that you have a plan, you follow a plan, and that plan gives you 60 at least 55% win ratio or more, and then you will do well as long as you get paid every single time that you do take a trade. All right, with that said, thank you guys, and if you haven't seen this video popping up here, please check it out, and talk to you guys later. Bye now.
Bye.